right.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to the V-Stream training call. Once again, my name is Montez Moss from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. My sponsor is Rick Titus. If you just joined the call, please state your name, where you're calling from, and who's your sponsor.
I'm Ross, Louisiana, sponsor BJ Matt.
Welcome to the call, Ivan.
This is Pam from Worcester, Ohio.
Welcome to the call, Pam. Okay, we've already gotten started with the call here. You know, if people chime in, I might ask them who they are and whatnot. But like I was saying, my name is Montez Moss, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. My sponsor is Rick Titus. What we're going to talk about a little bit about tonight is what you need to be saying to people over the phone. And I had someone to ask me to talk a little bit about doing parties with this V-Stream box, so we're going to touch on that a little bit as well. But first what I want to let everybody know is if you don't have a plan of what you need to be doing for your business every single day, then your plan is to fail. You have to have a plan in what you're going to do every single morning when you get up. If you don't have a plan wrote down on a notepad or on your computer or something of every little single thing that you're going to do to push your business forward, then you're already starting out by doing something wrong. Okay? What are you going to be doing for your business that day? Like I said, each morning that I wake up, I start off with confirmations. And some people start out with prayer. I know that Mr. Titus, he's told me before that he starts his morning with a prayer. I start my morning with a confirmation about what I want in life and how I plan on getting there. And I'm very detailed with that. If you don't have some type of a confirmation or a prayer, something that you believe strongly in when you first wake up in the morning and right before you go to bed at night, this is something that you need to be doing, okay? Be very, very specific about it. Whether you're talking to your God or whether you're just doing a confirmation like I do, be very specific about that. And then you get your day started. Whether that day is going to work, you need to have that wrote down. You see, the difference between the wealthy and those that are not wealthy is the wealthy, they take notes. The wealthy, they put things down on paper, what they need to do. Because we can wake up in the morning and we can tell ourselves over and over what we're going to do. But then as life goes on, you know, life throws us challenges, life throws us curveballs, and we kind of get off our path. So you need to actually have this wrote down so you can look at it daily, okay? And like I've always told people, your notebook is not something that needs to be left at home. Excuse me. You need to keep your notebook on you at all times. So if you're out somewhere and you're at the park or you're at the mall or something, that notebook should be a reminder that you need to be doing something for your business, okay? You need to open that notebook up and see what it is that you need to be doing. If you don't have your marketing materials out there with your notebook, then you're doing something wrong, okay? You always need to have your marketing materials on you as well. If you don't have marketing materials, then, you know, you can always go to our V-Stream site and get your marketing materials. You can go to our Facebook site under marketing tools and get those. I have a website that will be released very soon, and all that website will have on it is your marketing tools and different things that you can use to build this business. But I start out my morning at about 7 a.m., and whether I'm going to work, if I'm at work, I'm calling people in the break room. If I'm at home, I'm sending emails. I'm making phone calls. I'm creating websites. It's an all-day constant thing. An all-day constant thing. And like we talked about last week, you need to make sure that you have a mentor. Somebody that you can go to and talk to about different things that's going to guide you in the right direction. And your mentor can't be somebody that's not doing as well as you. You know, I know that might sound bad, but it's simply the truth, folks. It is simply the truth. If you want to be at a certain level, then you need to be talking to somebody that's already there, okay? That mentor can, you know, Rick and I, we've served as mentors for people. You can have a mentor that's a family member. I don't suggest it because, you know, a lot of times family members can be your biggest downfall because you've come to them so many times with different things. And you also need to make sure that you have a, what is that called? Accountability partner. Make sure that you have an accountability partner. We talked about this last week, and I'm talking about it again because it's so important. Now, your accountability partner, they can be a family member, they can be a friend, they can be somebody in your group. You know, preferably, it needs to be someone that's doing the same business as you are. That way, you both can work with each other as far as what you need to have done, okay? You need to be in contact with your accountability partner at least once every other day. I suggest every single day. That way they can ask you, you know, how many emails have you sent out? How many phone calls have you made? Have you been out and about talking to people today? Make sure that you have that accountability partner. You know, and what do you say to people when you go out and you're doing things? Well, if I'm somewhere and, like, let's say I'm at Walmart or something, you know, okay, I'm going to ask that everybody mute your call, please, so that everyone can hear what's going on here. So mute your call. If I'm at Walmart and I'm checking out, I might ask the person, you know, let me ask you a question. Are you married to this job, or are you open to other options to make money? You know, and they're going to tell me, well, I'm just a loser, basically. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I'm not open to any other options. Now, that sounds kind of crazy, right? So 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you, well, yeah, I'm open. And when they say, yeah, I'm open to other options, you just simply pull out your business card and you hand it to them. And, you know, and you let them know that when they're serious, give you a call. Another thing that I go up and talk to people about is I might say something like, how much time do you spend during the week looking for an opportunity that could take care of you and your family for the rest of your life? And they might say, well, I didn't know I was looking. And this is when you pull out your card and you say, well, when you do decide to start looking, give me a call and walk off, okay? You never want to approach people with the idea that you need them more than they need you. Never, ever do that, okay? And like we said I think it was Ivan Ross that brought this up on Saturday's call, you know, we're not in the business to chase people. It was either Ivan or BJ, but we're not in the business to chase people. You know, if you're not set to do this type of business, network marketing, that if we have to beg you to come aboard our team, then you're somebody that's not going to do anything anyway. So you're basically just going to kind of be dead weight. I don't like dead weight, okay? I look for people that I know they're going to be extremely strong, okay? I signed up someone yesterday, and I had talked to this person for 2 days, and she told me, you know, that she wants to do something on her own. She was, you know, didn't think that the job would sustain her family for the rest of her life, you know, and, you know, I just mentioned this to her a little bit, and then the next day I came back and I said, you know, well, have you thought of anything that you might want to do? She said, no, I don't know yet, but something's going to come up. And I said, well, I'll tell you what. I got on a computer, I pulled up my site, and I said, I want you to sign up for this, and we'll just go over the details later. And that's it. Okay? She signed up, and I've still not yet got back in touch with her. And I will. Okay? What I'm doing is actually building curiosity in her mind. Now, when I get back in contact with her, I will send her an email, and I will send her proof of the income that she can make. And I'll see if she's going to be a strong business partner or a weak business partner, okay? I've signed up many, many people, and out of those people, like I said, maybe 2 or 3 are actually doing anything. 2 or 3 actually have success. I talked to a person that I actually signed up under Jane, and she said, well, my people are you know, they're going to order boxes and whatnot. And I said, well, listen, and she had thanked me for the help that I gave her, and she's on the phone right now. she thanked me for the help, and I said, look, I'm here to help you with anything that you need help with, and I'm always going to be there for you. Now, if you do the exact same thing with everybody that you sign up, we're going to be very, very rich. Okay? This is what you have to do. You've got to be there for your team. You've got to get on these calls because they are important. The Wednesday call is the most important call that you're going to be on. The Saturday call is one of the most important calls that you're going to be on. Okay? The Tuesday and Thursday call is the call that you want to just put your prospects on. The company is going to convince people that, this is a good business to get into. And, all those calls are sizzle calls. If you're not getting on these Wednesday calls every Wednesday, if you can, then you're not serious about your business. You're just not. If you're not doing some of the things that Rick and I are suggesting that you do, and you're just kind of listening to listen, and you don't have a notepad out, you're not recording this call, you're not contacting Rick and I, or you're not contacting your upline sponsor to go over game plans, then you're not serious about your business, okay? And sure, we signed you up into it because we want you to be serious with it, but we're not going to chase you. We're just not going to do it. We see who's working when we look in the back office. We see who's signing people up. We see who's ordering their devices. Those are the people that we work with the most. I will honestly tell you that I work with a few of my people more than the rest. I've reached out, and that's just not something that you continue to do, okay? So in order to build your network marketing business, I ask that you do the same thing, okay? Monitor what's going on in the back office. Watch who's doing something. Reach out to everyone and let them know that you're there to help them every step of the way, whatever they need, okay? And after offering your assistance so much, when you see that they're still not doing anything, leave them alone. Leave them alone. That just means that they joined this because they were just curious. They joined it maybe to make some more friends.
I think we lost Montez.
Yeah, he's dialed back in. He had dialed in. The call went out. Everybody hold tight.
No problem. I paused my recorder and I'm on hold.
Dropped out or how much y'all got from that, but hell, I don't even remember what I was talking about, honestly. But let's see. Let's get back on the fact we were talking about what you can say to people and whatnot. I think I was a little after that, but we'll go ahead and jump on into that one. When you're at work with people, okay, this is called coffee pot talk. Okay, coffee pot talk. When you're just standing around, you're at the coffee pot or you're in the break room or something like that, you ask a person, you say, hey, is this job making you enough money to go on vacation as much as you and your family would like to? And, they're going to say, man, no, I'm lucky if I get a vacation, once a year or something. And you say, well, I have something. Would you like to know about it, or would you like to do something about that situation? And if they say no, I really don't want to do anything about that situation, I'm totally happy not taking a vacation. Well, from common sense that these are not people that you want to deal with anyway. Okay. So you just move on. Let's say that you're at work and you got several people in the room, and you might start a conversation out with, there's two types of people in the world. And when you say there's two types of people in the world, everybody's going to stop what they're doing and they're going to listen to you, because people are naturally curious and they're going to want to know if they're one of those types of people. Okay? Now, here's where you have to get creative. When you say there's two types of people in the world, you have to come up with a story at that point. You have to come up with a story, because you know as well as I do, when you're at work and let's say you have a meeting or something and everybody's talking about the facts and the numbers and the books and whatnot, it bores you to tears, okay? Why? Because stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. When you're telling a person a story, everybody stops what they're doing and they want to listen, okay? They want to listen. You know, you might say something like, I'm just curious. That's another word that it just grabs a person psychologically. When you say, I'm just curious, they stop what they're doing and they look at you because they want to know what you're curious about. Why? Because they're curious too. And if you don't believe me, do these things with some people. You know, just walk up to someone and just say, hey, I'm just curious. And they'll stop what they're doing, their mouth might drop open, and then they're going to want to know what you have to say. And that's when you come up with a story that talks about your business in some way. Okay? Let's say, for instance, I'm just curious. Do you make enough money to take 3 vacations a year right now? You know, and they're going to look at you like you're crazy, but you still have their attention. You still have their attention, okay? And then you say something else that makes a person stop in their tracks. You say, well, I just found out. When you say, I just found out, everybody's stopping and they're thinking, what did he just find out? What's going on? Am I going to get fired? Okay? But you're going to stop what you're doing when he says, well, I just found out. There's a company out there showing people how to make $586 every week, and that's on top of the income that you make at work, and you don't have to do a whole lot for it. I guarantee you somebody's going to say, how? Okay? And that's when you start talking a little bit about your business. But once again, don't go over all the facts. Okay? Don't go over all the facts, because I'm telling you through experience, nobody cares. Okay? When you're running a home-based business, nobody cares at first about all the facts. They don't care how big the building is. They don't care who the president is and who the president was before that and how many families the president has around the country, and he's Mr. Great and Mr. Big Shot, or she's the best marketer in the world. They don't care about that. All they care is, will I have help doing this, and can I make some money? That's all they care about. And that's really all you need to answer. Okay? Now, if they start to ask other questions, I mean, we all know that we're in the V-stream market. If they say some things like, how many gigs do you have to run this thing? What you say is, I don't know about that. All I know is, and then you tell them a story. Okay? They might say something like, well, do you have to have CVCs, and is it a lollipop, or blah, blah, blah. You say, I don't know about that. All I know is, when I purchased the box, I read the 3 lines of instructions. We hooked it up to the TV. Me and my fiance sat down, kicked our shoes off, popped it up on the table. We started going through the remote, and believe it or not, there was 100,000 movies on this thing. Well, we knew exactly what we wanted to watch, so all we done was pulled up the on-screen keyboard. We typed it in, and in about 30 seconds, we were watching the movie from the comfort of our own home. And they say, wow. And they remember everything that you told them, all the way up to the point of you kicking your shoes off, and the 3 lines of instructions. They remember everything because you told them a story. Okay? Now, if you have to go farther with that, and most of the time you're not going to have to, but if you have to go farther with that as far as the technology and all that stuff goes, you just tell them, like I said, I don't know about that. But the person that signed me into this business, he's actually a genius at this type of thing, and I would love to connect you with him. When can we do that? okay? And that's when you do your three-way conversations, okay? That's when I call up Mr. Titus and I say, hey, Titus, I got a prospect. This is what I've told him, you know, and before I even make that three-way call, I've already talked up Mr. Titus. I've told him, you know, hey, this guy has built a matrix from the ground up in one of his businesses. He doesn't work for anybody else. He works for himself. He's making, I'm just pulling some numbers here, he makes $58,000 a month, and he's helping me run my business. He's showing me how to do the exact same things. So when can I set this up? And they say, well, yeah, let's make it happen. I get on the phone, I talk to Mr. Titus, tell him everything that I've done, and when I call, they're already looking forward to talking to him. They're looking forward to it because you've already, you've talked him up so much, okay? So these are things, just a few things that you need to be doing in your business to make this thing run properly, okay? Time is now 8:29, and I know Mr. Titus has some extremely important things for you. Like I said, I'm sponsored by Mr. Titus. Mr. Titus has showed me how to get a lot of organization done as far as the computer and everything goes. It's to the point now that my fiance will look at the computer and say, you've got notepads all over this computer. Like the whole desktop is just full of notepads. Whereas before, I had papers everywhere with this website on it, that number on it, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Titus has actually shown me how to get more organized, and because of that, I've started to sign more people into my business. So without further ado, Mr. Titus, take it over.
Okay, Montez, I appreciate that, man. You know, guys and ladies on the call tonight, I want to make sure that everybody really understands what Montez is saying. What he's saying is real true. You know, I don't want to be nobody's sponsor, and I don't want to, and can't help them, can't show them, can't talk to them. You know, I'm all about organization, because if you're not organized, you're not going to be where you need to be at. So he's right about everything that he said. I hope everybody's taking notes and making sure that everything is taken care of with your family first. And I always get on the call and thank everybody for spending time with us on a Wednesday night. And this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure you take heed in what Montez said tonight and sink it in, let it soak in, and let it marinate in your heads. But this is what I really want to make sure that we understand. Me and BJ was on the phone today making our calls, sending out our emails, talking on the phone. We got 6 sales between the two of us today. And that's because every day, he sponsored me. Now, he sponsored me, so I'm doing what he does. And I'm doing what he does, and I'm showing Montez what I'm doing. So when we got some people on the call tonight, got 80, 90. We got another young lady in Texas, got 135 people in 2 months. But this is what the situation is, and I thank her for that. And I thank Carl White, I thank Albert, I thank Miss Sita, I thank Montez, and Ivan Ross, I thank everybody. But this is what we got to get serious about. When what me and BJ were talking about today is, you're going to have to pick up that phone. You're going to have to learn this script. You're going to have to learn it. And like I said last Wednesday and last Saturday, we're going to do it until we do it right, until we get it right. You know, this business is not for everybody. It's an easy business to do, and it's a hard business to do. It's about numbers with people. They ain't stopped making people. People born every day. They ain't stopped making them. So you got to go through the numbers, but you got to have a system in place in order for that to get there. Our organization has grown so fast. Now, I just can't keep up with everybody. My phone is ringing all day, all night. And I love that. I love it. You know, I want everybody to get those checks that BJ is getting, the checks I'm getting, the check Montez is getting. They got my box this morning. And, man, I'm telling you, my elevation now went high. I got the box right now in my house right now looking at some pictures on here. I'm going through the applications. I'm going through the add-ons. And they got like 10,000 add-ons. When you get that box, you're going to be fired up. I'm just playing around with it so I can learn how to maneuver this thing, how to work it. That's a good thing. If you got to be about the product, you got to become the product. The bot's going to sell itself. But this is one thing you got to do. You got to plug into the system, people. You got to plug into the system. I'm going to say it again. 1 sale a day, a week, a month. 1 sale a day. 30 days in a month, you got 30 people in your organization. You do that 2 months, you got 60 people in your organization. All you got to do is do 1. And that's just the bare minimum that we're asking people to do. And if you do that, you're going to start seeing some results. If you're doing something in your business every day, email every day, phone calls every day, postcards every day, flyers every day, you better be putting something out to somebody to show them your opportunity. And we got the system that works, and we're going to stick with it. I don't care about what other organization out here doing. I'm talking about what we are doing in Washington, D.C. We got Ivan Ross out there in Louisiana. We got Montez in Missouri. I'm in Washington, D.C. We all scattered out, but we are a team. So if you need help, pick up the phone and call and say, I need some help here. We got to get your mindset right. Keep your mind focused. Get your mentor. Get your accountability partners. We got a system, Marketers Empires, $97, one-time fee. You're going to get paid $92 to your PayPal account instantly. You refer that to your downline. I just made another $780 off of the Marketers Empire last month. $780. Then you got the M&L on recruiting on demand, $15 one-time fee for 100 leads. You call those 100 leads. You send them their emails. You take your notes on them. We got the Facebook machine to keep your butt out of Facebook jail. You can't keep posting all day. You got to separate that. If you're posting hard Monday, don't post that hard on Tuesday. Then you need to take a break on Wednesday. You're going to have to give that system to evaluate your IPS address. Facebook is getting real technical on that. Then we got the mobile texting system, sending out texts all over the world. Make your 200 calls a day. Do your follow-ups. I'm doing it. It's working. BJ is doing it. Ivan doing it. Montez is doing it. Carl White is doing it. Albert is doing it. Miss Sita is doing it. So many other people. Miss Patty is doing it. So this is what I'm trying to get everybody to fall in line to do. Now, tonight, we're not going to ask anybody to do the script, but you're going to do the script next Wednesday. Next Wednesday is going to be showtime next Wednesday. Everybody's going to get a chance to do it. Not Carl, not Albert. They did it twice. We're going to get everybody involved with this thing because we want to help everybody. I sent the email out. We have what they call the money script. That's the money script that Albert and Carl was doing last week. Then we also have the 30-second close script. Any prospect's going to say yes. I'm going to go over the script tonight, and I want everybody to make sure that they read it before next Wednesday. Be on the call next Saturday, this Saturday. BJ will be back. He'll be doing the call this Saturday. Get on the call. If you don't know what to say, listen to him. And what me and BJ decided to do, you don't have to say the script word for word, but you got to stay coordinated with the script. You got to stay in the guidelines with the script, no matter what the prospect says to you. So I want to make sure that we don't hold everybody tonight. It's 9:37 my time here in Washington, D.C. So what I want to make sure that we understand, we got 2 different type of script. You're talking to people that's in the residence that's looking for a home-based business. Then we got a script for network marketers. Network marketers, you got to be precise and be persistent and know what you're talking about, because the opening line is going to be the key, whether they want to listen to you or not. If you don't come in a professional manner, in a professional way, you're going to get hung up on with the network marketers. So what I want to let you guys know is that I have a young lady out there in California, and she just got the script yesterday. This lady called me 3 or 4 times and went over it. And I'm going to give everybody some objections next week on how to answer those objections when they come up. But all you got to do is just stay with the script. And I'm just going to go over this script with you, but I emailed it everybody, but whoever doesn't have it, just let me know, and I'll just re-email it until you get it. I had some people saying they didn't get it. And I emailed it about 3 or 4 times over and over and over. Look in your spam or look in your folders or wherever you got Rick Titus' name in your folders, and you'll get the email. But this thing is very simple. All you're doing is you're just going to say hi to the prospect with your name. My name is Rick Titus, giving you a call from my home in Washington, D.C. The purpose of my call, you were kind enough to request some information in regards to a home-based business. Is that correct? The prospect is going to answer you. If they say yes, you say, I would like to ask you one simple question that will be good for the both of us. If you were to get into a home-based business of any kind, how much income would you need to generate on a monthly basis to make it worth your while? The prospect, he's going to tell you. He's going to give you a figure. The prospects give you a figure. Say the prospect say $1,000 a month. Okay, Mr. Prospect, if I can honestly point you in a home-based business that can generate you $1,500, would that be worth 30 minutes of your time right now to evaluate this information? The prospect either going to say yes or no. Then he said $1,000, so you gave him a raise. You gave him $1,500 a month. Well, Mr. Prospect, if I can make you $1,500 a month, well, you have time to evaluate that information. You can put it in your own little words. I'm just breaking this up because some people was having some problems. And then when you do give him that, say, I would like to make $1,500 a month to make any home-based business worth your while. If it's going to make it worth your while, would you take advantage of looking at that information and give me your value opinion in 30 minutes? That's not even in the script. So I'm just making up analogies what you can use and what you can say. And then in the script it says, if I can honestly point you in a home-based business that can generate you $1,500 monthly basis, would that be worth 30 minutes of your time right now to evaluate that information? The prospect either going to say yes or no. Then when he says yes, then you say, hey, Mr. Jones, I'm going to send you some information. In the subject line is going to be home-based business from Rick Titus. That's going to be the subject, and then you're going to send them your link and send them the information that you need to send them. That's very simple. That's all you can do. I kind of improvise in the script just to let you know that you don't have to stick to the script. You don't have to stay on that same point on word for word what BJ wrote in the script and what we came up with. And he went over this script with me, and I said, hey, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. But what if they want to change it? Yes, you can change it. So it's just a simple thing. It's just a simple thing. You just got to learn it and put it in your own words. So I want to make sure that everybody be prepared on the next call, because that's what me and Montez discussed. We're not going to tell you no lies. We're not going to tell you no stories. We're going to tell you something that's going to help you build your business. One thing I want to end this call on is I had a young lady didn't want to pay the $349 last week. I told her $96. And then you're going to give us a check for $118, 2 check, no credit check. All you got to have is a checking account in your name and a utility bill in your name. And you don't have to worry about paying that $349. She said, oh, for real? I had my forms in my bag. I pulled it out, went over it. What they're going to do is you send it, you fill the application out, you send it to the company. The company is going to send you, the customer, back that application to verify your signature to make sure that no fraudulent business is going on, nothing fishy is going on. Then once you send that back to them, then your box will be delivered to you in 7 to 10 days. But I let her know that this is a soft launch. You may not get it in 10 days. You may not get it in 10 days because it's coming from China, then it's coming to the office, then the office got to verify everything, then what they got to do is make sure all of their paperwork are correctly, and then they're going to send you an email letting you know, hey, we just shipped your box out. So I'm letting you know it may not be 10 days, it may be 20 days, or it may be 4 weeks before you can receive that box. And if they say, why? Well, I'm pretty sure you have ordered things online. Sometimes it doesn't come when they say it's going to be there. Sometimes you order things from Payless or J.C. Penney, and you order it online. They said it's going to be there in a week. It may come back there next week, but it's coming. So I want everybody to know that this is a debt-free company. This company doesn't owe no bills to anybody. It's a debt-free company. It's a health and wellness company. It's been around for 16 years. And they just added this V-Scream Media Center into their program to help individuals out here in America today. You guys are going to see this coming as time goes on. This soft launch is going to go viral. Screaming is going to be big. Jay-Z just invested into a company with Screaming. Apple is coming out at the end of the summer. You got a lot of heavy hitters getting ready to come into the Screaming business. So now that you got a chance to get your business up and running, let's go to work. We can't do this. You can't get successful in this thing if you don't go to work. So you got to plan your day and work your plan. So that's going to be the end of my speech for today. I just want to make sure that everybody realize that the script can be altered. Make the script compatible to your personality. Not Rick Titus' personality, not Montez, not BJ, not Ivan Ross. Make it comfortable for you to speak it. Make it comfortable for you to deliver it, and it can be done. I'm doing it every day. This is all I do. I'm a retired police officer. This is all I do is V-Scream TV. And if I had a job, I'd still be doing V-Scream TV more than what I'd be doing on my job. I'd be calling in sick. That's what got me into this thing. I'll be getting write-ups. You was a good employee one time, but now you going to the left, Mr. Titus. Hey, Sam, if you got to write me up, write me up. You just making the decision for me. You making it for me. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to take some risks. You're going to have to take some sacrifices. Something got to sacrifice. Something got to give. It's either you're going to do it or either you're not going to do it. So I want to end the call, and I'm going to turn it back over to Montez, and I want everybody to get Eli and read that script, because we're going to go over it again next Wednesday, and we're definitely going to go over it next Saturday. So be prepared, get your downlines on the call, and let them know that we're getting ready to get serious, and we're getting ready to answer any questions that anybody has. My number is available. Montez, Ivan, BJ numbers is available, so give us a call, and let's go ahead and get these numbers up for next month. These numbers should be higher than what they are now. People been in this business too long. You've been in here over 30 days, over 60 days. You should be on your halfway point to getting a consistent paycheck every week from V-Screen. You can't break their bank. You can't break it. So they're giving it to you. Just share it. Just share it. Don't try to sell it. Just share it. So evaluate that script for me. Take your time and read it, and let's go over it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some objections on what I get over the phone every day. It's the same old thing people say. Who are you? What do you do? And how you got my number? How much does it cost? And you need to be able to answer those objectives as smooth and professional as possible. Don't get rude on the phone with people. Be nice. Be courteous. So, Montez, I appreciate it, man, and we're doing a good job, and I thank everybody for coming on the call. I thank everybody for putting in the hard work this month. I really appreciate all of you guys and young ladies. So, Montez, I'm going to turn it back to you. You can end it.
Okay, we all really appreciate that, Rick. I hope everybody was taking good notes. You know, we gave a lot of good information here tonight. I just want to add one more thing. I was talking to one of my sign-ups the other day, Miss Pamela Schleybaugh. I hope I said her last name right. And she said that one of her teammates that she signed up into the business wants to know a little bit about doing parties with this V-Stream. So I'll just touch on that really, really quickly. And tell you, how I learned about this from doing it wrong, okay? When I was in a company called Organo Gold, we gave what they call CJMs, I think coffee jazz mixers. And what we done was we broke out all the fine crystal and everything was set up, you walked in, kind of looked like a palace, had the jazz music playing and all that stuff. Looked really, really nice, looked really, really professional. But that's all wrong. You don't do it that way. The way you do it is you keep everything extremely simple, okay? If you're going to have snacks, just, get out a platter, put some snacks on there. Make it extremely simple. And the reason you do that is if you have someone to come to your meeting or your party and they see all this fine crystal out and everything, they think to themselves, well, I can't do this. I don't have that kind of stuff. I can't make it look like this. So then you lose people. That's why you want to make it so simple that when a person comes in, they say, well, I can do this. You know, they just got a plate out with some cookies on it. They got some plastic cups with drinks. You know, they just got jugs of drinks sitting on the table there. So make it very, very simple. And when you're going over your V-Stream box and you're showing this thing, make sure that you work that box and you know what you're doing. Okay? When I go and give demonstrations, I actually have to bring my fiance with me to work that portion of it because I don't know how to work the damn thing. Okay? There's a lot of stuff on it, and you're going to learn more and more stuff about it every single day. And I'll just totally be honest with you, I'm busy working the business every single day. I'm working getting people into this business, and I just don't have time to sit and fool with it a lot. You know, I can muddle through it, but she knows it very, very well. So if you have to team up with somebody because they know it better, do that. Okay, make sure that you know how to work it. And also, this box is made by humans, so it's subject to error. So you don't need to give a party and ask somebody, what do you like to watch? And then they tell you what they like to watch, and you punch it in, and for some strange reason, it does not stream. You need to pick the things that you absolutely know are going to come up immediately. You know, maybe 3 or 4 in different areas, something in a TV show, something in a movie, a sporting event, or a pay-per-view or something that you know is going to pop up. Make sure that it comes up, okay? You need to have the whole thing scripted, but you don't want it to look like a script. So that's just a little bit that I wanted to give for her teammate. I hope he's on the line listening to this tonight, and I know if he's not, then she's definitely going to go over it with him. So is there anybody on the call tonight that has any questions? Keep in mind there is no stupid question. It's only stupid if you don't ask that question and you remain that way. Any questions from the field?
Yeah, I got one from Pittsburgh. Montez Moss is my sponsor. It's Al. Yeah, Montez, one of the things I'm struggling with is I am not really great with the back office, and I should be excellent on my research, but right now I've been slacking. So when we call our people that we sponsored, I want to be strong and turn into a super leader. So what is your best advice for becoming a super leader? And in the meantime, where that may not be one of your strong suits, what do you do so that you can help your people? And even though you may not know all the answers, you know, make them feel like you got their back. Because I may not be Superman yet, but I will fight to the death to take care of my people that I sponsor.
Al, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. The answer to that question is 3 rules. 3 rules. It's called repetition, repetition, repetition. You have to go to your back office and you just have to look over that stuff over and over and over again. Okay? And like I stated on last week's call, you know, I'm not an extremely learned person. So as the rule is 3, repetition, 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 I have to do it repetition, 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 repetition. And if there's something that you got to do, that's something that you got to do, okay? And you're going to learn about this business when your people contact you and they say, I need you to explain this to me. And when you don't have the answer, you're going to find the answer. That's how you get better. Okay. When I don't have the answer, I contact Mr. Titus, or I get on there and I learn it and I figure it out. So when the next person asks you that question, you know it. Okay. Okay. So it's going to take time and repetition.
But if they ask a specific question, Montez, like there's a couple of competitors and if they say, do we have this or do we have that, you're not going to find that in the back office. So should I just go old school and Google everything? Do you think that that's the best advice to give to all of us?
No, you say I don't know about that.
Okay.
All I know is there's a guy that signed me up. His name is Montez Moss, and he's very well learned in these matters, and I can connect you with him, and he can answer those questions for you. They contact me, and I answer those questions for them, and then I get back on the phone with you, and I explain it to you, so next time they contact you, you know the answers too.
Okay, well, before we go, I just want to say some exciting news happened. One of my people that I sponsored did actually buy the box, and they just received their box yesterday, and they became very gung-ho about it. So I think that's exciting news, and I want to congratulate all of our other people on this call for their successes and let everybody know it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. And if everybody will just hang in there, Montez, I believe we're going to have a success that none of us expected. So God bless everybody. I'm going to mute my phone and listen to the rest of all my family.
Okay, appreciate that. Anybody else have any more questions?
Hey, Montez. Rick. Hey, Montez.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, this is Rick. I know some people got some questions that they need to have answered, and I'm gonna just bring up one. When, me and Montez said in the beginning, on this call is a training call. If something that you don't know, just don't lie to the people. Tell them you don't know it. And just like he just said, but I do know someone that can answer that. My sponsor, he's a very excited guy. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He's the one that brought me into business. So there you go. That's the answer in your question. But every call you come on is going to be a different question for you. So if you don't know that back office, then you need to go in the back office and play around in the back office. You need to do that. Some of these things that you guys are having problems with, it shouldn't be no problem. Whatever I don't know, I get on the phone and I'll call BJ, or either I'll go in that back office or I'll go in the system and look at what I need to look at in there and play with all of those tabs and get familiarized with that back office and show your people how to log into their back office, how to get their capture page set up, and those things that you should already know. Now, when they start asking about competitors, we already said on the call, we're the only company out here that has an add-on application. No other product has that. They don't have an add-on. They have some add-ons, but they don't have additional add-ons. They don't have a Cody app. They don't have that. They're running on a lollipop. So we answering most of y'all questions that y'all need to have answered. It's over 10,000 add-ons that I see on this box today, and I just got my box today. And they're adding more and more and more. Every hour that I go down and I look into add-ons, it's like another 5,000 add-ons that they have, which is applications. This is a screaming device. They don't download no application because that's illegal. They don't do that. So some of these questions that you're asking, you're going to have to do your homework and do your studying on your own to get more knowledgeable to share it with your downline, because people are going to start asking you questions. And the next call that me and Montez is going to have, we're going to start asking you guys, well, explain the financing part on how does that work. Explain this to me, Mr. Jones, how does that work? Explain this to me, Mr. Albert, how does that work? So that's why we have these calls on Wednesday nights. So, that's a good question that you asked, Al. So now that you know how to answer that, so now, therefore, you should have no reason to communicate with your downline. And remember this, guys, keep it simple. Don't get complicated. Don't make it complicated. When you start talking about the pro, if you don't know the pro, then don't mention nothing about the pro. If you don't know it, don't mention it. Keep it simple, and then people will start respecting you because you're not telling them no lies. You're not being untruthful to them. You're giving them the real deal. You're telling them the truth. Yeah, you can go ahead, Alvin. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I took advantage of the special pricing they had for the $199 for the box. So I ordered my box today. you the script today, the marketer script. And sometimes you are going to have to improvise on those scripts because you have to read a person and what they're talking about. And you know, the guy, he wasn't a marketer. He was a direct salesperson. So I had to kind of adjust myself and, you know, kind of get off script a little bit and stay on script a little bit. But like Rick said, you gotta use your own personality. You know, I'm not Rick, I'm not BJ. You're not Rick, you're not BJ, you're not Montez. You are yourself. And you're gonna have to know when it's time to improvise. But you gotta know what you're talking about when you do improvise. So that's what they mean by go in your back office. Study it. I go in my back office every single day. And I look around because that's my office. It's just like going in an office inside your house. You go downstairs or wherever your office is, you get your cup of coffee, you sit down at your desk, and you go over your money. You go over your business. That's all your back office is. That's your money. So I'll turn it over to you, Montez.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Mr. Ross. Does anybody else have any more questions before we end the call? Okay, it's been an exciting call. Appreciate everybody for being on the call. Look forward to seeing everyone on the Sizzle call Thursday. But most importantly, I look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday call because that's when we actually start calling people on the phone, you know, and we actually go over this script, Mr. BJ. So make sure that you're on that call. I appreciate everybody for being here, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Miss